Bring it, bring it.
Let's cheers to our coffee and tea, darling.
Yes.
Fabulous.
Fabulous.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to AJUMA SQUAD.
Today we're going to be reviewing some amazing books. They are by Asian American authors and illustrators.
For the first chapter book today, it's called Alvin Ho by Lenore Look. He's got basically two different personas. At school, he's quiet. You can't figure out why he doesn't talk, but at home, he's extremely outgoing and adventurous. And I really love this book because it really captures a family dynamic about chicken pox, piano lessons, and the most important thing that I took away from this book is that he sees a therapist once a month, and it's very lightly touches on mental health issues for a second grader.
That's
so
huge.
I just thought it was very eye-opening, this book.
Therapy is a huge taboo for Asian culture too,
Right.
right? Like we don't go to therapy. Like there's nothing wrong with you. You have to deal with
Right,
it,
right.
So for this to be presented as a children's book really opens the eye up
It's
in so many different ways.
amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. So I thought that was such an impressive modern take on a second grader's life. Stargazing by Jen Wang is a graphic novel based on the suburbs in elementary school. Two girls that are polar opposites. Moon teaches Christine K-pop and dancing, which makes it really relevant to what's going on in the culture, how big K-pop has become. And Christine, she's doing tutoring, after school tutoring, math, and she does the Chinese school, the music school, but it's cute because they find comfort in each other's friendship, and they want to be comfortable in their own skin, and it's just so it's just such a touching book.
I love that because did you have other ethnic Asians that you were friends with, and even though you're the same Asian per se,
Right.
there's so many cultural differences and
Yes.
ethnic differences in tradition and things that you eat and things like that, and you get to teach each other.
Right.
So I love that. This is the one Gabby's obsessed with right now.
So we want to recommend this Save Me a Seat book by Geeta Varadarajan and Sarah Weeks, based on two fifth-grade boys, Joe and Ravi. It's interesting because they live in Hamilton, New Jersey. It's a small town.
Ooh, Jersey represent!
In New Jersey, and Ravi moves from India, and he's learning the American culture, going to school with Joe. So this book is all based in 1 week.
That's cute.
And they're both facing a bully in school. So the commonality is that they go to school together and they're wondering who are they going to sit with at lunch. So Front Desk by Kelly Yang. She's 10 years old and in 5th grade. This is another incredible book that you see from a 5th grader's lens in elementary school. She discusses the first year of her family managing a hotel. And one interesting fact is her parents hide immigrants in the hotel for free, illegal immigrants, and they're trying to keep this under the wraps from the manager finding out. So it takes you back in the 90s where racism was a real thing.
It was so super high. That's when the LA riots happened,
Right.
and there was all kinds of movement and tension.
Yes, all that tension is all captured from a 5th grade little girl. She works the front desk, which is
such a 90s thing,
Yeah.
immigrant family, where you have to work at the family
Yes,
business,
family
right? Because I
business.
worked
yeah,
in my family business, whatever business it was at
whatever
the time,
it was,
right?
right.
My parents had a deli at one point. I was only maybe 10, maybe
Yeah.
not even. And I would work the cash register sometimes,
Exactly.
And
I think it's really important for our kids these days to actually see what we've experienced.
So Joanne did a deep dive into some of the older children's books. I reviewed a few of the smaller children's books. Ninja is written and illustrated by Ari Chang. Ari Chang representing you. Woo. I went to school for illustration, so when I see children's books, I get super excited. So Ninja is actually about a little boy. He is going through this whole adventure by himself. He's categorizing himself as a ninja, and he goes on a mission, and he kind of goes through his whole home on this silent little ninja mission. It's super cute. He's sneaking around, and he goes through all these things. He disturbs a dog and pretends a dog is a beast, but it's really not. He actually wakes up the dog and terrorizes it. Every little kid pretends, and every little kid has this imaginary character that they always want to be, and they move through the house and they do all kinds of shenanigans, whether it be put on a cape, like find a towel and put on a cape, or I don't know, for little girls they have to be a princess and dress up, and they go through the house with emotions, and this kind of really embodies that. This comes as a series as well. There's a whole ninja series that Ari Chang has put out.
For the holidays, they have a ninja class coming out.
I'm going to review Pandesal Saves a Day. It's a Filipino children's story. It's bilingual. It's written in English and also has Tagalog underneath it. So there's a great element of bringing two different cultures into one book. Pandesal goes through this whole adventure where she's almost ashamed of who she is because she's different. You know, all the other kids are croissants or donuts or...
That's a really cute comparison.
You know, it is. There's like super bread, and then there's, you know, breadstick, and then she's Pandesal. But they go on this school field trip, actually, and she's too ashamed to share her lunch when everybody else is sharing their lunch, and she hangs on to it, and everyone else shares with her. But they end up on this, you know, little journey where the bus stops and they need to find activities to do, and then all the kids get hungry, and the only food left is her Filipino food, which, by the way, I love Filipino food, so I'm like, bring it on. But the kids end up loving it, and she finds this newfound confidence in her culture and who she is, and I find it to be a very overall well-rounded book in that it gives children the opportunity to be confident in their culture, because I think growing up Asian American, we all had that experience where you have a lunch that's not like everybody else's. Everyone else is eating peanut butter and jelly, and you roll in with like kimbap or kimchi or
and
like
rice. All share the same common experience, you know, bringing different kinds of foods to the American schools.
Most definitely. And food is such a it's such a great way to build community.
Yeah.
You know, like people love food. I love food. You know? The last book I'm going to bring to the table is Round is a Mooncake, and it is a learning book about shapes, written by Roseanne Tong and illustrated by Grace Lin. She starts with a mooncake, and the mooncake is round like the moon, round like the lanterns outside, etc. And I think it's a really great way for Asian American kids to identify shapes with things that are around their home. Because oftentimes we will have random things that are not American or that they might not see outside of their home on a regular basis, but for them to identify with it is really great.
And teach them some of their culture.
Most definitely. So I think this is a really great easy read. The illustrations are stellar in it as well. At the end of this video, there will be a list of all the books that we reviewed today along with some extras, and then we'll also post that on Instagram for you as well.
We thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for our next episode on...
Is it too early to put up holiday decorations? When is it too early? So join us. We'll see you again.
Thank you.